Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andres Bagarapuli and this is my friend Nuraya Jasin, and we are gonna present our lesson plan and teaching material. So let's get into it. So the lesson plan is the subject English, class 11, semester 1, academic year 2022 and 2023. Teaching material is procedure text and the time allocation is 2:25 minutes in a single meeting. And the core competence this lesson plan is appreciating and involving religious belief, appreciating and involving honesty, discipline, responsibility, care such as tolerance and helping each other, trying to present various things in the realm of concrete using compose, composing, modifying, and creating, and the realm of the abstract writing, reading, counting, drawing, and composing in accordance with the learned in school and from other sources in the same point of view or theory. Understanding knowledge, factual, conceptual, and procedural based on students' curiosity about science, technology, art, culture related to physical phenomena and events. The next is the table of the contents. First one is learning objective. Next is the introduction, core and closing activities, and the last one is teaching material. So the learning objectives will be explained by Noralia Jasin. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. So for the learning objectives is, first one, during the teaching learning process, students indicating responsibility, caring behavior, teamwork, and loving peace, enduring functional communication, which is getting consistent between the student and teacher and his friend. When the students are given text about procedure text, they are able to find the social function, text structure, language, feature, and meaning of the procedure text contextually. And after the students finding the social function, text structure, language, feature, and the meaning of the procedure text, they are able to write procedure text based on social function, text structure, and language feature correctly and contextually. Second one is introduction in class. It begins with greeting the students using Google Meet or Zoom, and then asking the student to pray. Then ask the students to fill attendance list on Google Form, and the teacher start explaining the objectives learning and delivering material coverage with activities in teaching learning process. So the next topic is core and closing activities. The first one is asking the students to watch a video. In this video, the teacher will ask the students about their opinions and idea about the pictures that they have seen, such as, do you know what drink in this picture, or have you ever drank that drink? What do you see in the video, and what should we prepare before making, for example, boba? And what should we do after that? Giving explanation to the student about procedure text using video slides that have been provided by the teacher. Next is asking the students to read and to observe text about procedural text. So the teacher will be asked the students to find out about the structure of the text, the purpose of the text, the function, the type, and the difference between text 1 and text 2. And the teacher will give some time for the students to find the answers. And then the teacher will divide their students into 4 groups, and they will divide it into 4 groups and then give each group 2 text or food, drink, how to make something, and then asking students to discuss on their group. After discussion session, all the students go back to Google Meeting, and each group gives their presentation about the result of the discussion. And last one, giving conclusion and summarizing all groups. related to the material that the teacher has been given to them. And then asking students to do quiz on Google Classroom. It can be using Google Form and giving appreciation to all groups' work. Giving reflection by asking student questions such as what have you learned today? What do you like the most from this material? And what haven't you understood about the material? The next slide will be explained by my friend Andre Hispagaypuli.
Okay, thank you. And the learning model that we use in this lesson plan is synchronous learning or online learning. The learning media is that we use Zoom, Google Meet, and Google Form. The learning research we got is from video learning from YouTube, video slides that prepared by the teacher, and picture. The evaluation of the lesson plan is divided into three types: knowledge, skills, and attitude. So the first one is knowledge, formulate oral and written procedure text, short, short and simple, about food, the structure of the text, and linguistic elements correctly and in context. And skills is based on performance of the presentation group about procedure text, and the attitude is appreciating and involving honesty, discipline, responsibility, care, such as tolerance and helping for each other. And the next one is the teaching material. So in this teaching material, we choose the procedure text, and inside the procedure text, we explain about the definition. Procedure text is a text that is designed to describe how something is achieved through a sequence of action or steps. And the number 2 is the generic structure of procedure text, such as goal or aim, materials, equipment, steps or methods, or purpose. And the last one is the characteristic of the procedure text. So the general structure is our goal or aim. This text that contains the purpose of making or operating of something. The number 2 is materials or equipment. Materials consist of ingredients that are used in making something, but not all parts of procedure text include materials. Sometimes a procedure text does not have a material section. And the number 3 is the step or methods, contain the steps or sequence that must be done so that the objective outlined in the aim or goal to be achieved. And the 4th is the purpose of procedure text. The purpose of procedure text is to tell the reader how to do or make something. And the 5th is the characteristic. So the characteristic are using imperative sentence patterns, using active verbs, using connective or conjunction, using adverbs, and using the simple present tense. And I think that is for us for the lesson plan and the teaching material. And my name is Andres Mugabe and Nur Jasin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.